I want to talk a little bit about our bodies and why they are so important. Ugh. In modern society, many of us could get by fine with nothing but our head and our hands, right? All we do is type and talk, maybe listen to people, come up with good ideas, and maybe eat. Although, let's be honest, many of us would skip the eating too if we could because it would be more efficient. And I have a real bee in my bonnet that is the way things are set up right now because for whatever reason, I don't know, I am particularly obsessed with this, my corporal form. And I cannot get over the fact that at my literal birthday, I was given this to take with me for my entire life. And it's so cool. And I don't know, we're really disconnected from our bodies today, and that bugs me. So, I'm going to talk about why it matters. What's the point of being more connected to your body, and how do we do it? For starters, I want to talk about a metaphor of a tree. So, trees have leaves and they have roots, right? And the leaves in this metaphor are anything in our lives that is visible to other people. So like, what is your output in society? What are you contributing? So your work, the time you spend with your friends, any even social or extracurricular activities that you like to do, anything you could put on a resume in particular, those are the leaves, right? Stuff that other people can see. But the roots have to do with the quality of life and sort of what's going on internally, like what's occupying our thoughts and our minds and our hearts. How are we spending time in ways that isn't necessarily obvious to other people? Now, this metaphor is useful because obviously a tree can only keep growing leaves and grow more leaves if it has happy roots and is still growing deeper into the earth as well. Today, there's this huge emphasis on what are you producing? What are you doing with your life that's worthwhile? How old are you? You're not a millionaire yet? You're doing something wrong, right? We live in this age, this amazing technological age of opportunity, which is great. But with it comes this insane pressure to be amazing at everything right away and to have a huge list of accomplishments. And if you haven't done that, then you're doing something wrong. And there's very little emphasis on how's your interior life, right? What's your quality of life? What are the things that bring you joy, whether or not they have anything to do with contributing to society? I think that's crazy, and it leads to a lot of unhappiness, and we're not connected to our bodies, and we have this rise in depression and in like autoimmune disorders because it creates this attitude that our bodies are here to do work. There are tools so we can do more work. And when our bodies can't keep up with how much work we want to do, we're irritated or angry or frustrated, right? I think most of us consider our bodies overall long enough to either notice something's wrong, which is irritating because now we have to take time to fix it, or to compare it to someone else and decide that we don't measure up well, right? So sad. This kills me. If we're more in tune with our bodies, we're spending time digging roots. You may not see immediately leaves growing, but it allows you to just be healthy and nourished and a happier person, and then ultimately makes it easier to grow more leaves. But also it has to do with our definition of what it is to be alive. What's our purpose on this spinning rock, right? We are human beings, not human doings. And I think that's so important to remember. Maybe our point on Earth is to become the best human we could be in every way, not just in terms of how much money you're making or the achievements you've accomplished. And maybe to be the best person we can be has to do with how we treat other people and take care of ourselves and our relationships. And if that's your frame of reference, then your body isn't always getting in your way, keeping you from accomplishing more. It's with you on a journey of life. And then if you want more tangible reasons, obviously being a little bit more sensitive and aware of our bodies will help us avoid injury and illness and allow us to achieve more and grow more leaves as well. Because that is also a good thing. There's nothing wrong with accomplishing and being productive. I am obsessed with productivity. I love it. But we need to be taking care of ourselves along the way. We've come so far away from the days where you had to get up every day, do work with your hands, and sweat. And then you could eat food that either you had killed or dug up from the earth. I mean, talk about tactile, talk about sensation. We're so far away from that. We're so divorced from our bodies in our daily lives because they're not part of our work. And I think if we can get back to that, it's so nourishing and it will bring so much like joy and life. Okay, so how do we do this? First off, simple concept, this idea of practicing gratitude. Even if we're used to being grateful maybe to other people, or we can learn to appreciate circumstances in our lives, how often do we stop to be grateful that our body is here and working and doing things for us? I started doing this silly thing. I don't remember why, like as a joke, because I'm a goofy person, where if I did something kind of difficult, like I had to climb 3 flights of stairs, I'd be like, oh, that was hard. Thank you, legs. Like, thank you for carrying me up those stairs. Right, and I did it as a joke to myself, but I kind of kept doing it, and I kind of mean it, too. Because I have no idea how they did that. How did my legs do that? I don't know. It's really cool to me, actually. Like, I'm not a medical nerd. I don't get into the intricacies of, like, how everything works. I'm very squeamish. I don't like blood. So it's not that I'm fascinated with bodies the way doctors are. I'm just fascinated by the fact that I have this, and it does so much. And I've developed this little habit of being kind of grateful when my body is working. And in doing that, too, it's helped me develop this notion of sort of wanting to be aware and trying to think of like, wow, what could I do for my body? What's food that I think my body is asking me for, right? Am I having a craving for something? What's at the root of that? What does my body really need right now? Maybe I need to move a little bit more today. Maybe I need to rest. And to sort of think that, that I have like a teammate, which is a weird thing to say, but if you think that your body is in collaboration with you, helping you live a full life, helping you get things done and have adventures and feel things and eat things, it's such an exciting way to look at it. And it allows for a lot more grace too. And then when things are wrong, not to say that I have a perfect self-image, right? So when something's wrong or I feel critical, or I'm having a hard time existing in my body, because yes, we also feel pain, right? Pain comes through our bodies. There's a lot of frustration and slowness to having a physical form. It allows us to be a little more gentle with ourselves and say, oh my gosh, what do you need? Like, what's going on? How can I help fix this in a positive way? My bangs. Oh, wait, there we go. Okay, so practice gratitude. Number 1 is to deliberately, like a little bit, take time to have a physical, tangible experience and notice it as it happens. Obviously, we have a physical experience constantly, all the time. Like, you can't avoid it. But something deliberate, right? That's sort of for you. So that could be something big, like people will schedule out an afternoon to go get a massage. Beautiful. Everything about that experience, you're taking time. It's a really physical experience. You're taking care of your body, it's like bringing nourishment and relaxation. That's great. I've never gone to get a massage, I'm afraid, because I'm ticklish, but I approve. Other things you could do though, you could do something really small. Like I love walking in bare feet on stone or tile. I really love it. I don't know why. I just really enjoy it. So if you have something like a quirk of yours that is a kind of a tactile experience you enjoy, just do it. Like for a minute. It doesn't have to be big. You can get out of bed in the morning and wiggle your feet on the floor. That's great. Just feel it. Just notice when your body is having experiences and take that in a little bit. You could even take a moment at work and wiggle your toes in your shoes and then maybe notice for the first time that your shoes are too tight. That's useful too. If we stop to have little experiences, we'll take stock of things that our bodies subtly, gently telling us. When we ignore it forever because our body's getting in the way of what we want, right? If that's our perception, then we're used to pushing things down and being like, sorry, body, you're holding me back. I need you to step aside right now. Well, it's no wonder we have an increase in like autoimmune disease and that people are getting sick because we're trying to ignore our physical forms. And then after a long, long time, we get sick. I mean, it doesn't really work. So little things, right? Just develop awareness. Another really great one is just to eat something delicious slowly. Like, and don't do anything else. Don't be in a meeting. Don't talk to people. Just sit and eat. Oh, it's so nice. And just smell the food and taste the food and mouth feel. What a gross phrase. Maybe let's say focus on the texture of the food instead. But just have an experience with your food. How often do we do that? I don't do that nearly often enough. I always eat for efficiency, right? I grab some leftovers, they don't even taste good, and I just eat them and I'm like, good, I'm full. You're welcome, body. But once in a while, eating something really good is great. So anything like that, it can be a big experience that you take time for, you set aside time for, and that's great. I highly recommend. Or anything tiny throughout the day, but just to build a habit of having little experiences where we can appreciate being inside of a body instead of feel like frustrated about it. And then idea number 3 is to do something physically difficult, right? Something that will challenge you, like if you can push yourself to where you're sweating, oh my gosh, yes, talk about being in touch with your body. It's great. There's nothing like doing a hard task for making us appreciate what our bodies are capable of, and they're capable of so much. And then if you want to go even further, do a hard task over and over again, then you can watch it get easier because your body has adapted. Ooh, it's so satisfying. For the first time in my life this year, I have been trying to build upper body strength. And I have gotten stronger, and I am not that strong, but I'm much stronger than I was before, and it's so fun. There are more things I can do. I've been working on handstands, so that's the thing specifically. So I'm better at doing handstands now than I was before because my body has adapted. I tried for a couple weeks taking cold showers. Cool challenge, literally. And it's crazy to me how after a couple times it got so much easier. Like I could keep bumping the water colder because I'd stopped shivering at the earlier temperature. Like it's insane. They adapt. So if you ever feel like really disconnected with your body or just frustrated, like you have to lug this thing around with you everywhere, give it a challenge. Let it impress you. Our bodies are so cool. And I'm a huge fan of exercise and working out for, all the classic reasons, mental, emotional, physical health. Yes, they're all there. Gym culture, though, is so dual-sided. On the one hand, it's doing exactly what I'm talking about. It's getting us more in touch with our bodies, and we're challenging and we're growing, and all of the things that can help make us really feel positive about ourselves. But it also falls into, obviously, like comparison culture, this whole idea that the point of our bodies is just an object to compare to other people's bodies. What? Useless. No. Watch out for that, right? If we can have a rapport with our bodies for ourselves and say, wow, my body's helping me. It's taking me on this journey. I'm stronger than I was last week. Never mind that I will never be as strong as that person over there because my body is built differently. It's good. It's liberating. It's great. So I do recommend gyms. Just don't spend all your time comparing your body to other people's bodies. What is the point of that? Your body is yours. It's to take you through life, not somebody else. Oh man. That's it. Those are my 3 ideas. It's about frame of mind more than anything else, right? We can practice a little bit of gratitude towards our bodies every day. Have some kind of tangible experience, ideally more than one, throughout the day. Anything that will get us a little bit more connected to this physical form. And then challenge yourself. Do something physically challenging. Again, ideally every day. We spend so much time sitting and thinking, which is great. Nothing wrong with sitting or thinking, but the rest of our body is here with us too. And if we take care of it and we relate positively to it, it will bring so much joy and groundedness and sort of peace to our lives, and it will help us be healthier and happier long term. So I hope, again, that you found something useful in this video. Please give it a like or subscribe if you want to hear more of my zany ideas. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.